I have to say, I did not expect the expansion pack Hearts of Stone to be so long. Welcome everyone, my name is Gabriel and this is the review for the DLC, as some call it, but I rather use the terminology of the developer CD Projekt Red. This is an expansion for Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, known as Hearts of Stone. This review is late because I'm doing it after a month of playing the expansion. It's almost a month since the October when the expansion pack was actually released all over the world. And here is my review, sum up in 4 sections: story, presentation and design, mechanics, and a sum up line. Here we go. Story of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt expansion pack, Hearts of Stone, begins as every Witcher contract. Geralt finds a contract on the notice board, but this time it will not be as easy as just killing a monster and getting your pay. Geralt is hired by Mr. Olgierd van Everec, the protagonist of this story. Later on we find out that there is much more to him than meets the eye. He is a troubled figure with a very complicated past and dealings with pacts, wishes, and most importantly, Mr. Odin, the antagonist of this story. A person, well, quite not easily described. I don't want to spoil the story for you in case you want to buy this expansion pack, and I highly recommend it if you are intrigued by the stories in the Witcher setting. When it comes to the narrative design, it is delivered with care and quality that CD Projekt usually does deliver. So we have here very good writing, quite good story and storyline, and most importantly, I believe, the feeling that the characters are much more complicated than you usually expect them to be in a game. So, storyline, good. Exceptionally good. Graphics, design, presentation. Well, here a lot of things have not really changed since the initial release of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. When it comes to glitches and problems, if you encounter them, they usually are minor. I personally don't recall any that I had to deal with in my playthrough, but most importantly, the design. The characters design, the artwork here, monsters, and overall locations, they quite fit, first of all, the Witcher setting, and secondly, the overall tone of this narrative story, which again combines together to form a very good and very interesting type of experience. I have to mention the music and I have to mention the sound. This time I played, because I played for my channel and I usually do that with English voiceover, I played the game in English language version. It's hard for me to compare those two, Polish language version, which is my native, and the English language version. I have to say the quality is there, but there is something missing, which I would call a Slavic tune, and it actually can't be done in English language because of a difference that is in the fundamentals of expression and the way we talk and sound, and obviously the cultural background that you have. If you are a Polish player, you play quite differently, and you play understanding a lot of elements in the storyline and in the design as well as in the language. You just understand them differently. There is this is just happening, and there's obviously also all these little sounds that accompany you when you travel with Geralt, the ambient sound I would call them, and they are also done in a tremendous and fabulous quality. And finally we arrive at the meat and bones of interactive entertainment, gameplay and gameplay mechanics. And again, not much can be said when it comes to comparison with The Witcher 3. First of all, this expansion requires Geralt to be quite high level, around level 30, 35, I would say, which means your enemies are also quite challenging. Boss battles can be hard, and most importantly, there is a feeling that you just need to be better equipped and basically more experience in the Witcher game and game style to progress. I have to say there are actually only two big major changes I saw since The Witcher 3 when it comes to combat and overall design of gameplay mechanics. First of all, there is a new type of enemy who actually has a sort of a group AI, I would call. They are big spiders who not charge directly at Geralt or try to flank him, but rather try to keep distance and attack when they have the opportunity. Fighting them for the first time is quite interesting and challenging. I highly recommend try it. And second of all, there is a new mechanic that improves your swords and your armor. I think it's called enchanting. It is powerful, really powerful, but also very expensive. So, well, Geralt's purse is quite heavy with coin when you're at level 30 or 37. Makes the game significantly easier in outside areas of the main game, but in the expansion you actually need it, which is, I think, a good sign. Gameplay mechanics are still solid, and CD Projekt was able to deliver those little things, those two little mechanics that actually fit very well to the overall experience of this expansion pack. There can be only one verdict here. In the sum up lines, I tell you, if you have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, you need this expansion. It is vital to play, especially because of the story. The storyline in this campaign is heavily influenced by a Polish legend from late Middle Ages. I will most possibly direct you here at a material I created about this story and why it is so funny to see it in The Witcher. But most importantly, this expansion adds a significant portion of gameplay, of running gameplay. I recorded a Let's Play that spans 40 episodes, which is roughly 15 to 20 hours, I believe. Considering the length of the basic game, this is something worth your money and worth a check. So unless you are playing Fallout 4 now, please write down somewhere that this expansion is worth a purchase, or at least worth a look at. Thank you for your time. My name is Gabriel, and thank you for watching the review. If you have any kind of comments and things like additional information, maybe, feel free to share it in the comment section. I welcome any kind of feedback when it comes to my productions, and, well, hope to see you soon in the next material. Bye.